Nobody deserves to die. Nobody.
Neighbors are worried and Lexington police are investigating. The latest on a homicide at an apartment complex. And a murder investigation continues in Lee County tonight. Several are charged with murder and police say they are still looking for more people.
Not only one, but we have 2 people involved in the accident.
2 people are dead after a crash on I-64 in Montgomery County.
This is WKYT News at 6.
The 13th homicide this year. You're watching WKYT on the CW Lexington. I'm Kristen Kennedy. Lexington police found a body overnight near an apartment complex on Cross Keys Road. Right now, they are not saying who or what led them to that body. WKYT's Mike Byers talking to people who live at the complex. He has our top story at 6.
Nobody deserves to die. Nobody.
Jarrell Catlett lives on Cross Keys Road in Lexington.
This is a good neighborhood.
This morning, she woke up to find police across the street investigating the city's 13th homicide of the year.
At about 6:15 this morning, while we were doing an investigation, we did locate a female victim.
Police say they found the woman's body behind an apartment complex. They say their investigation has led them to believe she died shortly before they arrived on scene.
People come around here and they think they can just take people's lives without having no remorse. You didn't give that person that life. You don't have the right to take it away from them.
The mother of 4 says this morning's incident has her concerned for the safety of both her children and grandchildren who are normally out playing just yards from where the homicide took place.
Our kids shouldn't have to see this. We shouldn't have to see this.
As investigators search for answers and more information that could help them solve this case, Catlett and her family look on in sadness and frustration, knowing another life has been taken too soon.
Nobody in this world wants to wake up and see somebody has passed away. We all want to live together in one place in harmony, but we cannot until we start getting together as one people and cleaning up our neighborhood.
In Lexington, Mike Byer, WKYT.
The coroner has not yet released the woman's identity or the cause of death. We are tracking a murder investigation out of Lee County tonight. Right now, 4 people are in jail facing charges after state police found 2 bodies on Hell Creek Road. They found the body of Billy Rourke Friday and the body of James Brown last night. WKYT's Caitlin Sentner takes a look at the arrest citations from the jail in this Crime Tracker report.
We've now read arrest citations for 4 people booked into the Three Forks jail on murder charges. A murder investigation began Friday when, according to the citations, 23-year-old Wesley Johnson called 911 saying his friend Billy Rourke had been shot to death on Hell Creek Road outside Beattyville in Lee County. It's a gravel road deep in the woods, and police say that investigation led them to a second body found deep in the brush Saturday night. It was an active scene where police told us they had a couple of people in custody, but others were still on the loose. We now know from the citations the second body found was a man by the name of James Brown. Booked into the Three Forks jail are 34-year-old Anthony Taylor, 32-year-old Kevin Kendall, 23-year-old Wesley Johnson, the man who initially called police, and 23-year-old Cassandra White. The citations spell out allegedly how it all went down. From what we can see, police say Johnson dialed 911 and said he had nothing to do with the crimes and was himself a victim. Conversely, Taylor and Kendall say although Johnson didn't do the shooting, he took part in the crime. Taylor and Kendall blame each other for the shooting of Rourke. As for the shooting of the second victim, 36-year-old James Brown, he was said to be shot by Taylor and 23-year-old Cassandra White. Police say Kendall led them to that body. In the arrest citation, it says White called Brown a pervert and admitted in 2 separate interviews she deserved to go to jail because she killed someone in Lee County. Kendall and Taylor denied talking with us. Johnson had said yes, but when we got here, his attorney said no. In Lee County, Caitlin Sentner, WKYT.
There are at least 2 other men named in the arrest citations, and they are not listed on the jail roster at this time. An Owsley County woman accused of murdering her parents and released from jail Friday is back behind bars tonight. State police say Lynette McQuinn shot and killed her parents at their home in Boonville back in May. Jail leaders told us they had to release McQuinn Friday because the grand jury had not yet indicted her. The Commonwealth has 60 days to present a case to the grand jury for indictment. And this morning, 48 hours after her release, troopers arrested McQuinn again. this time on burglary and drug possession charges. Police say they caught McQuinn trying to break into the back door of her parents' home. Interstate 64 in Montgomery County is back open now after a deadly crash. The sheriff says a pickup truck crashed into a semi in the westbound lanes near mile marker 104. Right now we know 2 people died in the wreck. Garrett Weimer is in Montgomery County.
The sheriff says a semi-truck traveling here on I-64 had slowed down when the truck behind it plowed right into the back of it. Investigators say the impact happened in the westbound lanes, not far from the Clark County line. Debris was scattered along the shoulder. The truck, which was pulling a utility trailer, ended up in the median. Lanes were blocked in both directions and traffic backed up for miles, while investigators took pictures of the scene and tried to figure out what happened. Montgomery County Sheriff Fred Shortridge says 2 people inside the truck, a man and a woman, died in the crash.
Well, we're going to take the vehicle more likely inside the building. Instead of extraditing and getting them out of the scene right now, we're going to take it inside, and we'll go ahead and more likely cut them out from the fire station.
The sheriff says investigators are now trying to figure out why that semi-truck slowed down suddenly and why the truck behind it didn't. In Montgomery County, Garrett Weimer, WKYT.
Investigators say the driver of the semi did not appear to be hurt. Funeral arrangements are in the works for a man killed in a crash Saturday in Morgan County. State police say a car going north on Kentucky 7 near West Liberty crossed the center line and hit a motorcycle head-on. The driver of the motorcycle, 46-year-old Thomas Tufts, died. His passenger, 46-year-old Janet Caskey, and the driver of the car, 42-year-old Teresa Haney, went to a hospital in West Virginia. Michael R. Gray Funeral Home in Moorhead is handling Tufts' arrangements. We have an update tonight on a theft case out of southern Kentucky. Williamsburg police say they found the 2 people who stole playground equipment from a daycare. Jellicoe police in Tennessee arrested Arthur Hill and Amanda Rogers on Kentucky warrants. Dispatch there says Hill and Rogers are now in the Whitley County Detention Center. Williamsburg police say last month the pair stole playground equipment from the Soggy Bottoms daycare. The police department ended up giving Soggy Bottoms new playground equipment. We are getting a bit of a break from the rain today. Most of central Kentucky is staying warm and dry, but the work week brings with it new chances for showers and storms. Meteorologist Jim Caldwell is taking a look at the forecast.
Yeah, we'll get in on the wet action here soon. You're right. Once we cross over into tomorrow, showers and thunderstorms start showing up, and then even more as the week progresses. But plenty of sunshine out there right now. It looks like a fantastic day, and it feels like a fantastic day. Right now at 85 degrees with a feels like temperature of 85. Why? Because of the humidity levels. That is why. When you find a number that looks like that right there, 41%, that means you are in very good shape, especially for August. Elsewhere, we are looking at low and mid 80s. Look at that, even upper 70s in Harlan. Now, the reason that would be, they had some showers and thunderstorms today. And with those showers and thunderstorms in the area, that kind of cooled things off at least a little bit. That's a zone that likely sees the best chances of rain as we get into the day tomorrow. Here's the past couple of hours worth of data. A little thicker cloud cover also showing up better to our south and east. With those showers, you can see those hanging out over in Virginia and Tennessee. That's going to be an action-packed zone in the next few days. And as we look at the focus of the forecast, today was only a brief break from rain. Chances are back on Monday, and they just keep coming as the week progresses. Tropical moisture starts filtering in here wide open. Very uncomfortable. We'll break it all down coming up.
People in Hardin County are honoring a fallen firefighter. Jonathan French died 2 years ago. The semi hit the fire engine he was working out of. At the time, his crew was fighting a car fire on Interstate 65. This weekend, the city of Glendale renamed a stretch of road outside of a volunteer fire station in his honor. The fire chief, French's uncle, said he was always helping others.
Jonathan was everybody's big brother, big little brother, I'll call him. Everybody came to him when they had questions on how to do something or wanted to work on something or some kind of, if they were having trouble pumping the truck or wanting to learn something new, they would come to Jonathan.
His mother and fellow firefighter Lisa French was seriously injured in that crash. Still to come on WKYT on the CW Lexington. Neighboring states are holding tax-free weekends. Is Kentucky missing out on the big retail boom?
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with meteorologist Jim Caldwell.
Pretty nice day out there, very comfortable, and it continues to get that way here this evening with temperatures staying pretty steady right now in the mid-80s, but a dry mid-80, which is very pleasant. Took a little while for most of the humidity to get out of here, but now most of it has, at least what you feel, has certainly decreased a lot over the past few hours, especially. 82 degrees, Mount Sterling, 82 Jackson. The reason you're seeing 70s and low 80s here, clouds and rain. Mid-80s here in Lexington at 85 degrees and then 86 in Frankfort. Now, these are dew points, and the only reason I'm showing you these is because we're getting to a level, when you start getting 50s in here, that is certainly a very comfortable spot to be, low 60s and upper 50s. And especially around this time of day, past couple of hours, it's a good indicator on what the actual low temperature could be tonight. And right now I've got it, my official low is a little bit warmer than that, but this is trying its best to push in this level, upper 50s, low 60s, so I might make some adjustments to that forecast here soon. So when you get those lower numbers, that means it's less humid in the air. Very comfortable stuff now showing up around here. There you see the clouds and a few showers over into Virginia now, holding steady across parts of southeastern Kentucky. There's the old boundary hanging out. It's made its way all the way into Knoxville, Tennessee, where it was almost there last night, still hanging out, sparking some showers and thunderstorms through that area. Our next weather player that's really going to be a big-time issue for us in the coming days is sitting right around Florida right now. There's a disturbance, area of low pressure. You can kind of see the flow with the showers and storms rolling across Florida, and this is going to impact our weather tremendously over the next several days. That's going to give us a big influx of tropical moisture, meaning that it's going to get sticky again, and we're going to be tracking daily chances of showers and thunderstorms with heavy rain potential. Now, what does that mean for the back-to-school forecast this week? We've got a lot of schools going back this week, especially on Wednesday. I think the bulk of them are going back on Wednesday, but others Tuesday and also Thursday. Each day will feature a chance of showers and thunderstorms with highs right back into the upper 80s. Let's break it down for tomorrow. The best chance to get in on any action is southern and eastern Kentucky. We could see isolated chances here as well. And if you get caught under one of these showers or storms, it could certainly produce some decent rainfall. Well, you can see the hour-by-hour run here. We get into the early morning hours already tracking some rain, and then it gets a little more organized into the afternoon and evening. There you see one little shower broken away. That's that isolated chance I'm talking about for central portions of Kentucky. Here's our 7-day forecast, and we're going to be tracking some showers, thunderstorms as we go rolling through the rest of it here. So very active week trying to come at us here, Kristen.
We've had a lot of active weeks recently.
It feels like it just won't stop, and it's going to get worse this week, unfortunately.
Thank you, Jim.
Okay.
Neighboring state Virginia is holding their annual tax-free weekend right now. Just across the border, parked at various clothing and school supply stores, were many cars with Kentucky license plates. Shoppers on the Kentucky-Virginia border say they take advantage of the tax-free weekend since the Commonwealth doesn't have its own tax-free holiday.
There are more people come down to Kentucky than there are around here, I think. Because everywhere I see at Walmart, I see Kentucky vehicles.
Virginia's tax-free weekend wraps up tonight. In the past, some Kentucky state representatives have pushed for tax-free weekends. They argue the event would bring more money into the state's economy. Lee Kay's in next with sports with the UK football team getting ready to start their season.
That is right, Kristen. Preseason camp began this weekend. What's the latest on Boom Williams following a trying off-season? And history was made on the PGA Tour when one golfer shot the lowest score in tour history. That's next in sports. It was a tough offseason for UK running back Boom Williams following elbow surgery in the spring and the sudden death of his younger sister this summer. Boom missed the spring with an elbow injury, but this past week he was cleared for full contact. Now, during Saturday's practice, he wore a non-contact red jersey, but that was more of a precautionary measure to protect the Wildcats' leading rusher.
The object with him with the red is not to bring him to the ground when we're not supposed to be doing that right now anyway. He's fine. He's good to go. I mean, we will be smart with him. We can't be silly. He's had some major injuries, and so we'll have him ready to play. But we do have to be somewhat cautious and let him work his way in there.
Good to see he's doing much better. Meanwhile, we continue to count you down to the UK football season. Now 27 days away. 27, the number worn by Mike Edwards, Clyde Rudolph, and the great Wawa Jones. Corey Johnson had a team-high 27 solo tackles last season, and George Blanda kicked a 27-yard field goal in the 1947 Great Lakes Bowl, the first points ever scored by UK in a bowl game. For more fun facts like these, check out the sports page on WKYT.com. Every team has questions to answer in the preseason, and the Bourbon County Colonels are no different. While the Colonels have depth, they lack the star power of years past. They're the subject of tonight's 27 teams in 27 days. For the past several seasons, Bourbon County has had a stellar backfield with a talented quarterback making the calls. But this year, there isn't a name that jumps out on the Bourbon County roster.
Right now, that's what we're looking for. You know, we're trying to find who's going to step up and play quarterback, who's going to be that tailback, who's going to be the Contavious Hopkins or the, Brent Holmans or the Marquez Hills. Who's going to take over that responsibility.
Ben Petrie is the Colonel's starting center on the offensive line, but it's still yet to be determined who he will be snapping the ball to.
I see a lot of talent on our team this year at quarterback and 3 potential players that can all do the good job.
We got 3 guys competing for a starting job, and so far, they have all done things well, and they all have things that they need to work on, but no one is really separating themselves just yet.
Where Bourbon County lacks in star power, they make up for it with overall depth at every position.
We're pretty deep. We don't have like one all-star like we had like Contavious, but I mean, we're really deep, and we should be fine. We don't need an all-star player. We're pretty balanced throughout the offense.
Coach Hodge says this year's team has had a business-like approach to preseason practice. And although it may appear Bourbon County has a lot of question marks, the players remain confident.
Honestly, I don't think we have any question marks. I think we're sitting ready to go. We're really excited this season, ready to go.
Now to basketball, USA Basketball showed their dominance in Saturday's preliminary opener against China at the Rio Olympics. DeMarcus Cousins got things going early, the one-handed finish in the lane. The United States led by 29 at halftime. Kevin Durant led Team USA with 25 points. Cousins chipped in 17 points in a 119-62 rout. Team USA takes on Venezuela Monday night. Alex Rodriguez will play his final Major League Baseball game next Friday for the New York Yankees and then become a special advisor and instructor with the team. Rodriguez and the club made the announcement before Sunday's game against Cleveland. Rodriguez retires after 22 big league seasons. Reds looking to avoid the sweep in Pittsburgh. Big day for Billy Hamilton. Swiped 4 bases, got 3 hits, scored 3 runs, and delivered this leaping catch in the third. That gets the applause from the crowd and his pitcher, Dan Straley. 3-0 Reds. Top of the 6th, Reds up 2. Brandon Phillips. Good enough for a little blooper to right center field for the RBI single, scoring Adam Duvall. 4-1 Reds. Reds go on to the 7-3 win. Jim Furyk made PGA Tour history on Sunday by shooting a 58 in his final round of the Travelers Championship. He's the first player in the history of the PGA Tour to shoot a 58 in the tour event. The 46-year-old already shot a 59 once in his career, becoming just the 6th golfer to do that when he put that number up in the second round of the 2013 BMW Championship. Kristen Furyk finished 5th overall. Russell Knox won the Travelers Championship, but a 58, I don't know that I could shoot that on a putt-putt course. Pretty sure I can.
And 5th overall with that good of a score.
Yeah, I mean, his tournament wasn't great, but his round today was unbelievable.
We'll be right back with a final look at weather. Tuesday night's Mega Millions jackpot is $38 million, and Wednesday night's Powerball jackpot is $67 million. Looking at some more rain into the work week.
Several chances coming at us over the next several days. And here's the problem. We've already had flash flood issues already. These thunderstorms that develop, especially Tuesday and beyond, are all going to have a lot of moisture to work with. They could be prolific rainmakers. So it's something we're going to have to watch for again. I sense that we might have some first alert severe weather days coming again this week for that flash flood potential, because it will be heightened.
Well, if you missed any of our headlines, be sure to tune on over to WKYT. We'll see you there in just a few minutes.